Shalom Mishpacha, welcome back, and we are closing out this series of Adeena Sussman recipes with this fantastic set of dairy dishes for Shabbat and Festivals. The summer is ending, the holiday season is beginning, and I want to leave you with some inspiration. So the first dish we are going to be making together is this curried pickled fish. It is a white fish that gets curried and pickled with these onions, which you briefly cook together with these spices, and then you bake the fish in the oven. You thicken the sauce for pickling with this slurry with a little bit of flour, and then you bake the fish. What I should have done is cut the fish prior to baking so it had nice crisp edges. I didn't do that, but it didn't matter too much. You combine everything and there you go. This next dish is incredible. It's Yachnun, and I have been waiting for many years to make Yachnun, a Yemenite kind of a layered buttered Shabbat bread which you cook for 12 hours. You stretch out the dough very thin, slather it with butter, fold it and roll it. It is simple and delightful. My kids absolutely loved this dish. They kept going back for more. And it is basically the Yemenite answer to croissants. This crunchy cabbage salad was excellent and would make a great weekday dinner for your vegan friends. It's super healthy, it's super nourishing, it's got plenty of protein, and it looks so colorful. And what a great way to use kohlrabi. The salmon with tomato jam is really simple, especially if you've made the tomato jam ahead. So you make the rub by combining sugar and spices, and then you rub the fish and spread the tomato over it just so. You sprinkle the tomato sauce around and rub it in and get in on those corners and little nooks and crannies, and then you sprinkle some tomatoes in oil and salt on top and make sure these cherry tomatoes get tucked into their little quarters, and that is it. It is very simple. This also freezes well. You put a little fresh green herbs on top and you basically bake it in the oven. I really love this dish because of its simplicity and versatility. Now, I have never made ice cream in my life, but this coffee and cardamom ice cream was excellent. And the good thing about this recipe, you do not need an ice cream maker. So that is a real bonus because, well, I don't have an ice cream maker. You whip the whipped cream in your normal mixer, just as you normally would, and you combine it with sweetened condensed milk, as well as cardamom and coffee extract. And that is really it. A little bit of salt, of course, to enhance all the flavors. And it is really simple. You just fold it into a metal tin and freeze it. Is it as pliable as ice cream that's made in an ice cream maker? No, it does get a little hard when you freeze it, but if you thaw it for just a little bit, it's pretty scoopable, and the flavors are second to none. You get the richness of the cardamom and the slight bitterness of the coffee shining through the sweetness, and it's really brilliant. Now, chilled yogurt soup is basically a fancy word of some tzatziki type inspired dish, but it was simple and refreshing. I highly recommend. So here we are. I also made some dishes that I had made before, like this egg salad here, and reprised some of those. I served the Yachnun with boiled eggs and schok as is traditional. The soup was a great starter to awaken the palate. And of course you see my salads, my Moroccan carrot salad and my crunchy cabbage salad. It all came together beautifully. It's delicious the next day and makes a wonderful dairy meal that's relatively quick to put together and also really festive and delicious. A little bonus content, of course, we had another birthday this month, and the child in question requested a Victoria sponge cake, which is requested every year, and it pairs great with a nice cup of tea, fresh cream, fresh strawberries, What's not to love? Wonderful and simple, whimsical and delightful. So we had fun with the birthday party and the candles on the cake. And here are some stills. So the cabbage salad, the very refreshing yogurt soup, the Yachnun with all the condiments, the cabbage salad, the curried and pickled fish, and everything plated together, as well as our afternoon tea for the birthday child. And here is some bonus content. Homemade pasta. I had some semolina flour left over from the beet soup and beef kube. So I decided to turn it into some pasta, and here one of my kids is helping me, which is great. I'd never made homemade pasta, and again, I don't have a pasta machine. I don't really like having a ton of appliances, but it worked out great. So thank you for joining me. This concludes my series. I hope you are inspired to serve up delicious things and add joy to your Shabbat and holiday table. With peace and blessings, from my bite to your bite.